Who's driver? You the driver?
Yep.
Robinson. Can you tell me just really quick what happened?
I was coming this way and he's just passing through and he pulled out from here, or no, from there, I think.
Do you remember which lane you were in?
I was in.
As reported by Candace Owens, this shot right here was provided to her and allegedly occurred at 6:38 p.m. the day of Charlie Kirk's shooting. Now, as far as the authenticity of this picture, I don't think there's any question that that is in fact Tyler Robinson. This does not appear to be faked. It does not appear to be AI. I do think that this is an authentic photograph. Now, the question is when is it from? Is this actually from 6:38 p.m. the day that Charlie Kirk was shot? Now, if you look at the poster in the background, that promotional material for Superman, now that was released back in July. So it's possible they still just have old promotional material. I can see why someone might think that this picture's outdated because of that, but I wouldn't be shocked if a place like Dairy Queen still had promotional material that was a little bit out of date. Now, the red shirt he's wearing, he was actually seen wearing this shirt hours before the shooting. CCTV footage from someone's house actually showed this shirt. Different pants, but the same shirt. Now, what gets me about this picture, though, and what stands out to me, is this little detail right down here. Now, the reason that's concerning to me is that to me that looks like the last part of a timestamp. So why they didn't include the timestamp itself in the photograph to prove that it was at 6:38 is concerning to me. Now, it could be that for whatever reason they cropped the picture so it was easier to see, something like that. Hopefully we'll find out once we can see the whole picture. But the fact that just this last little bit of what was likely the timestamp, because oftentimes CCTV cameras have the timestamp visible in the bottom left corner, but the fact that this little piece was left without including the rest of it, I find a little bit puzzling. So is this image authentic? It almost certainly is. Whether or not it's at the time that it was claimed, hopefully we'll get clarity on that. Hopefully someone will be able to release the entire image or provide metadata or something that proves that it was actually at 6:38. Now, as far as the actual behavior we're seeing in this picture, appearing fairly calm, going out to eat several hours after allegedly shooting somebody, for the type of psychopath that can commit this kind of murder, that can assassinate somebody, it wouldn't be shocking at all that they feel justified in what they did. They probably feel quite good about what they did, and the nerves wearing off several hours later could potentially allow them to go out to eat, do something like that. So that behavior itself is not as shocking as it might appear. Now we're going to go on to the 2022 body cam footage and see what it says about Tyler Robinson and what he's like in her personally.
Who's driver? You the driver?
Yep.
Robinson. Can you tell me just really quick what happened?
I was coming this way and he's just passing through and he pulled out from here, or no, from there, I think.
Do you remember which lane you were in?
Welcome to Criminal Pattern Reloaded. If you're here, you've probably been looking for answers, not headlines. And maybe, just maybe, you've been wondering what happened to the original channel. Let me tell you, it didn't just vanish, it was taken down. Deleted after our video on Charlie Kirk reached over 2 million views in just 48 hours. Why? Because we dared to ask the questions they didn't want asked. We showed angles they didn't want seen, and we connected dots that weren't supposed to connect. But here we are, still standing, still speaking, because truth doesn't vanish when a channel is deleted, it reloads. So if you believe that truth is louder than silence, hit that subscribe button right now. Because tonight, we're going back to where it all started. The night that changed everything. It was supposed to be a normal evening. A university auditorium packed with students and guests, a conservative voice known for his sharp takes and public debates, Charlie Kirk, walking confidently onto the stage. But before the second question could be asked, before the moderator could finish his sentence, a sound ripped through the hall, a crack, a scream, and then chaos. People ran, cameras dropped, and security swarmed the stage. And in that storm of confusion, one story began to form, one that would dominate headlines for weeks. Charlie Kirk assassinated during live event. Shooter identified as Tyler Robinson. Fast, clean, convenient, too convenient. Within hours, police named 22-year-old Tyler James Robinson as the prime suspect. A student, quiet, no prior record, known for volunteering and working at a tech repair shop downtown. They said he fired from the university's rooftop, that he carried out a politically motivated shooting. And that evidence was overwhelming. But when investigators move faster than the facts, it's not always justice they're chasing. Sometimes, it's control. Because behind that first press conference, things didn't add up. The ballistics report, incomplete. The forensics, rushed. And the surveillance cameras, most of them, mysteriously, not recording. Even the direction of the bullet's entry wound didn't match the supposed rooftop trajectory. And then came the first real crack in the story, a cell phone clip uploaded to Reddit just 12 hours after the shooting. The footage, captured by a student in the second row, shows something subtle but crucial. When the shot rang out, every head turned left, not up, left, toward the backstage entrance. And at that same instant, a dark silhouette can be seen moving away, fast. Not toward the exits, but toward the maintenance corridor. That footage was deleted within minutes. Re-uploaded by others, deleted again. Copyright strikes, DMCA takedowns. And then complete silence. That was the moment people started asking, what if Tyler Robinson didn't pull the trigger? What if he was framed? The next day, an RCMP liaison entered the case. Unusual, considering the event happened on US soil. They said it was part of an information exchange program. But RCMP involvement in a domestic US shooting, that doesn't happen. Not unless something or someone crosses borders. We've seen this pattern before. And if you've been following our investigations for long enough, you know exactly where this leads. Because before Charlie Kirk's death, there was another story. Another pair of names that vanished almost the same way. Lily and Jack Sullivan. Two Canadian siblings, ages 14 and 17, reported missing in early September. No ransom note. No trace. Their last known location? A hiking route less than 60 miles from where Tyler Robinson's phone last pinged a signal the week before the Kirk event. Coincidence or connection? Because here's what we've learned from a digital forensics consultant who spoke to us off-record. That same week, Robinson's social accounts were accessed using an IP address linked to a remote server in British Columbia, a region directly under RCMP surveillance for trafficking investigations. And then, one day later, those accounts were deleted. What if Tyler Robinson stumbled into something tied to those missing kids, and became a target himself? This isn't just about a shooting anymore. It's about a system that closes cases before they're even opened. It's about families like the Sullivans, whose names vanish from search engines the moment a new headline hits. And it's about the way we've been trained to stop asking questions. But here, on Criminal Pattern Reloaded, that's exactly what we do. We ask, we dig, we connect. Because when you line up the events, the timing, the communications, the redacted pages from the Kirk case file, it paints a very different picture. If Tyler Robinson was the shooter, why does the timestamp on the alleged weapon photo predate the shooting by 27 minutes? If the RCMP were assisting only with data collection, why did two of their field agents arrive at the scene before local homicide units? And if this was an open and shut case, why was the coroner's report sealed under national security review? You see it now, don't you? The cracks, the missing pieces, the parts of truth they glue together for headlines. And yet, in all this noise, we forget there was a human cost. A man, Charlie Kirk, gone in an instant. A family torn apart. A suspect whose life may never recover. And somewhere, two missing children whose names were almost erased. This isn't just about politics. This is about people. And the question no one dares to ask: what if every story we've been told is only half the truth? When Criminal Pattern was taken down, we lost everything. Years of research, archives, and interviews. But we didn't lose purpose. Because this is why we started again. To expose the stories that get buried. To bring back the names they forget. To ask questions that make people uncomfortable. So if you believe in real investigation, not corporate-fed narratives, then hit subscribe right now. We need your voice, your comments, your shares. Every view helps this story stay alive. Because truth doesn't die quietly. It reloads, and it fights back. This is criminal pattern reloaded. The system may silence us, but we will always find another way to speak. And as long as one person is still listening, we're not done yet. Stay tuned, stay questioning. And remember, the truth doesn't need permission to exist.